right, so good evening. I wanted to go ahead and get this video started because even though I'm recording it live, I'm sure that most of my viewers are going to see it after it's already filmed. So, with that being said, I wanted to keep my intro short. I am looking back and forth between two screens. I have Instagram on my right and YouTube up on my left. So, if I'm moving back and forth with my eyes, that's why. Just getting used to this setup. I've never actually done this like this before. So, just getting used to it. But like I said, I want to get started. So, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is when you see this. But today is May 11th, 2019, and this is your Experience Black Transformation Weekly Report. For short, that is your EBT Weekly Report. And my name is Miss Black, also known as Marissa. And what I am looking to do here with this weekly report is to bring a different energy. I am an empath, a person who, through my life, have struggled with energy and dealing with, negative energy taking place around me. I like to describe myself much like a sponge, like I can absorb, the energy that's going on around me. So with that, I have to be mindful of, what I'm allowing myself to take in energetically, whether it's, what I'm looking at, what I'm listening to, how I'm thinking. All of these things are very important, not only for myself, but for all of us. But I'm speaking from example for myself, because these are things that I've had to learn to work with to be able to, function around other people in life. Um, and if you're a person that you can't relate to that, that's fine. This isn't for you. But if you are a person that can relate, I hope that you can find some type of value with the information that I share here today and moving forward on this platform that I'm building. So, with that being said, I want to start out by saying Happy Mother's Day weekend. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I am grateful that my mother is still here. She's still living life and, beautiful spirit evolving in her journey. I love my mama. So I wanted to send a special Happy Mother's shout out to her. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and all my beautiful aunties out there that I haven't necessarily been able to be in touch with because life has been busy. But I want you all to know that I love you, and I just want to say Happy Mother's Day. And if you're a person out there that your mother or you have motherly figures in your life, make sure you reach out to them at least to just send them some love and, spend some time with them if you're in close vicinity. Just make sure we show the matriarchs and the women in our families, appreciation for all that they do because it's already work being a woman, but it takes a lot more work being a mother. And I have never given birth yet to children, but I know a lot of women who have children, and I just see some women that are doing it alone as independent single mothers, and then there's also women that are fortunate to be doing it with a partner. And it looks to me like it's work either way. It's a beautiful blessing, but it's still a work. So as children, I don't care how old you are, we just need to make sure that we're appreciating, our parents, but our mothers. And this is coming from someone who has, had challenges, a challenging relationship with my mother. But I wanted to have a better relationship, and that started with me. So as I grew and evolved and became a better individual, a better woman, a better person, I was able to just recognize that the things that I had challenges with my mother were, I needed to get out of my feelings because, our parents are individuals like ourselves on a journey here on earth trying to figure things out. And in some cases, we have parents that are imperfect or have made mistakes in their lives and may have, done things that have unintentionally hurt their children. If they knew better, they probably would have done better. So that's actually going to lead me to one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, which is forgiveness. It's a topic that's been coming up quite a bit lately. And I figured, being that it's Mother's Day, and I'm sure there's somewhere in the world that someone is maybe not on the best terms with their mother, and this is an opportunity for them to fix that, do something about that. So I have this book here. It's called The Soul's Journey. And the card that I picked out was, like I said, forgiveness. And these cards have affirmations on them. So I want to read this affirmation. It is forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So, in short, pretty much, if you're upset with someone, whether it's a parent or anyone, and you're holding on to those feelings versus releasing them and letting them go, it's a process. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's important for your own emotional, mental, and spiritual health and well-being. So, with that being said, I wanted to read an excerpt from the book that elaborates a little bit more on forgiveness. Forgiveness. You can never flow with your natural energy of love unless you release the negative energy of hate, anger, intolerance, or blame. Every soul in your path has free will, and you have no control over that. What you do have control over is how you react to the manifestations of others' free will. Holding on to that negative energy will strengthen karmic cycles, and forgiveness can break that pattern. The most important person you must learn to forgive is always yourself. Blaming yourself for quote unquote failures blocks the natural flow of love, which will attract all good things into your life. So, you know, that said quite a bit there in itself. But like I said, within my journey in life, I know that I'm imperfect. I've made some mistakes of my own, and I may have hurt someone or hurt people within my life journey. And with that, I never did that intentionally, but in instances where I have done that, I've wanted to be forgiven. So with that, I have to be able to also forgive others, when the same thing has been done to me. So forgiveness, I just recommend, if there is someone in your life, someone that, deserves to be forgiven, we all do. Just go ahead and do that for yourself and the other party. So hi Taquana, I see you just joined me, sweetie. How you doing this evening? Happy Mother's Day also. All right, so another thing that I want to talk about is being organized and organized for success. Anyone that has been following me for a little bit of time know that I have an organization that I am building that is called Organized Gods and Goddess. And with that, organized is something that I feel like we all have to do in our lives if you want to have any type of success or achieve anything. Organization is key. I'm not saying that organization for you is going to look the same as it does for everyone else, but whatever it takes for you to have your ducks in a row, your affairs in order, you want to make sure that you're doing that. And Organized for Success, I'm going to read an excerpt from the book that elaborates on that, what that means, and how you can do that for yourself in your life. So, Organized for Success. The angels of abundance have brought you this card to remind you of the importance of organizing your work and living space, as well as your schedule. Disorganization can lead to feeling overwhelmed with normal life activities. It can seem as if your chores and responsibilities are too numerous to keep track of. You may even start to forget important pieces of information and deadlines. This can have a negative effect on your ability to calm yourself, get centered, and visualize. All critical excuse me, all critical components of manifestation work. Organizing simply means you have a sense of order in your life. This can be as simple as keeping a calendar so that you remember when bills are coming due. Writing a to-do list and then checking off each accomplished task ensures that you'll finish what you start. Once you start to get organized, notice how much clearer your mind feels. Feel the lightness of spirit that will become your new reality. Pay attention to your stress level and how it drops noticeably. If you feel that you are already organized, check in and see if you are excessively organizing at the expense of allowing. Do you spend most of your time, quote unquote, tidying up? Do you feel out of sorts if the slightest thing in your space is off? If so, the angels of abundance are reminding you that this is a delay tactic by your ego. It's good to be orderly and streamlined, but not to the point that you don't get any actual work done on the priorities that support your abundance. So, like I said, that was organized for success. That was definitely for me, even more so before than it is now. But just getting organized, I found that when I had things out of order, it showed up in everywhere area of my life. So mentally, I was just like confused, just all over the place, not knowing if I'm going or coming. Emotionally, I was out of balance. Physically, I wasn't necessarily taking care of myself like I would like to, or looking how I would like to look. And then financially, my finances were affected as well. So with that, I just highly encourage, organization in your life and doing it in every area mentally, taking time out to not only nourish your mind and stimulate your mind with positive things that are going to help you with moving forward with whatever it is that you're doing, but also finding time to be still and be quiet, because we need that time to process the things that we're learning and taking in and make sure that we're able to use it most effectively. So that's mentally. Emotionally organized, that may sound a little crazy, but being emotionally, knowing how you feel, checking in, taking time to make sure that you're checking in with yourself to see how you feel emotionally. Financially, make sure that you keep a budget, maintain a budget, make sure that you have financial goals and that you're staying on track with achieving those financial goals. If things are out of order in other areas of your life, your finances are going to be a reflection of that in many cases. And I'm speaking from experience, not only for myself, but seeing other people's experiences as well. When we're more organized, it shows externally. So physically, making sure that your grooming habits are up to par. You're taking care of yourself. You're making sure you're presenting yourself in the world in the way in which you would like to. You're making sure that, when people come across you and see you, that they're going to take you serious. They're going to respect you because you're taking yourself serious and you're respecting yourself, because it starts with us, how we carry ourselves. It took me a while to really understand, appreciate, and be okay with that, because I'm just like, I didn't want people to deal with me because of how I look. But if you're not taking care of yourself and you don't care how you look, you can't expect for other people to care. It's just this thing called being human. I'm not here to say if it's right or wrong, but it's just one of those things. So we want to make sure that our grooming habits are up to par, and we feel good and look good, not only to others but for ourselves, to ourselves. When we look in the mirror every day, that we feel good about the person that we see. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a bunch of makeup and wear a bunch of makeup or wear expensive clothes or any of that type of stuff. Just making sure that the clothes, whatever you have, that they are clean, that they are neat, and they fit you nicely. However you wear your hair, that it's fits your personality. It fits, what it is that you do. It's natural to you. Um, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on this within coming weeks, but I'm making a personal transition in my career, going back to what is authentic to me. I started out with just focusing on natural hair, and I got away from it for a while because I felt like I got bored with it, and I'm being transparent here. So I started doing more work with extensions. And I do love extensions. I feel like if done properly, extensions offer women, especially women that look like myself, women of color, options for protective styling and, trying and experimenting with different looks without any type of commitment, long-term commitment. So I appreciate extensions for that. And like I said, it's also a way for women to protect their hair. But I'm getting more back to wanting to just promote and encourage women to fall in love with their natural hair again and make sure that they are taking care of their natural hair. If you're wearing extensions, that's cool, but making sure that you're not relying on those extensions or wigs or weaves or whatever, because we want to feel good without any type of extra anything, whether that is weave or makeup or clothes or whatever. When we look in the mirror in our most natural form, that we feel good about what we see. Adding on and everything else that we put on to our body and add to our body is excess or extra. It should be like decoration, but not something that we feel like we need to have. So I'm also working on some workshops and classes to, like I said, elaborate more on grooming habits for women, and primarily women of color, because I am a woman of color, and I understand that there's differences, when it comes to personal care, hair care, skin care, just makeup, grooming, just anything that deals with grooming can be different for women of color than other women of other races. So they may be able to benefit from what I'm sharing as well. But like I said, my primary focus is those that, I can relate to the most. So with that being said, I am available in Wilmington, Delaware, and Little Italy at Salon Ale, and I am accepting new clients and also old clients as well that I've seen previously, that I may have not seen or spoken with in a few years. I am doing a Mother's Day week special promotion. So it's going to be pretty much $10 off any service that is scheduled online. So make sure you take advantage of that. I also have gift certificates available on the website where you're able to print out a gift certificate for your loved one, your mother or family member, birthdays, prom season, whatever, graduation. We have a lot of different things going on. It's that season. So we have gift cards available or gift certificates available to offer someone to receive a service. And like I said, if you just want to book something for yourself, please leave in the notes section that you saw this video and you want to take advantage of the $10 off for the Mother's Day promotion. So again, I want to say thank you for joining me and checking out this live. Please share it with anyone that you feel could benefit with anything that I've shared here today. I will admit that, the sharing of the information that I put out here, it helps me stay motivated to keep creating content, to make sure that someone's benefit from it and my time isn't just being wasted. So, Taquana, hey love, thank you. I need that. Okay, I'll definitely share more information on these. Is the Soul's Journey. It's actually a lesson card deck, and it has 44 different cards that have 44 different words on them of different stages of like I said, the Soul's Journey, and it gives you supportive information that helps you with whatever area that you're struggling with. So I'm going to start pulling a card, intuitively and sharing the messages that I get from that. I'm not sure what schedule I'm going to do that yet, but I'm working on starting with that, and the same thing with the Angels of Abundance. What I like about this book is I feel like for myself, I've suffered from a poverty mindset at one point in time in my life, most of my life actually, and that was because of the environmental things that I experienced in early childhood that embedded a certain way of thinking when it came to managing money, and not just managing money, but how I perceived abundance. Um, so with that being said, I love this tool and this book because it, helps you recondition your way of thinking when it comes to what is abundance, and understanding that, we have parts to play in how things flow in our life, how energy is flowing in our life, and money is energy. So if there's blockages, there's things that we need to take care of, like I read earlier, forgiveness. If there is anyone that needs to be forgiven in our lives, we need to make sure that we do that so that we can unlock or unblock whatever flow that may be blocked. So, with that being said, okay. Well, with that being said, I'll definitely, like I said, be sharing more information with these so we could follow along on the journey. If you know anyone else that could, like I said, benefit, please share. Please like, share, and subscribe on all platforms, because I'm testing different platforms to see which one I'm going to primarily focus and put my work on. So, with that being said, this is this week's EBT Weekly Report. Thank you for joining. If you're just now joining in, please go back and watch the replay. I'm going to save it on both YouTube and Instagram, so you can check it out later. Share it with a friend. Happy Mother's Day. Make sure you let the women in your life know that you appreciate them, you love them. If they've made any mistakes in their lives, just recognize the fact that you've made mistakes of your own, and it's okay. None of us are perfect. Make sure you love your mother, love your aunties, love everybody. But we talking about mothers right now because it's Mother's Day. So make sure we show love, spread love. Children, you only got one mama. If she make you mad, it's okay. That's what she's supposed to do. Love her anyway. All right. Y'all have a great evening. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for your time, and I love you. See you next time. Thank you, love. You do the same.